If you aren't dating with intention, then just be honest about that and say that from jump. I'm just looking for someone to have fun with. I'm not really looking for anything serious, but you seem like a cool person. Just be honest. And if we're not with it, then we're not with it. We're not the last girl on earth. Don't fight for it, all right? Just let it go. Women, do not be attention thirsty. Find out why the man is in front of you. If he doesn't say so himself right off the bat, then ask him. You have to be confident enough to ask him, why are you here? What do you want to talk to me about? Why do you want to take me out on a date? Figure out why. The attention alone is not enough. It's not enough. Greetings, Royals. It is Constance with QueenlyMe.com, the place where singles are learning love and pursuing that purpose the right way. Okay? So I attended an event over this weekend, and at this event, there was a gentleman who wanted to acquire my attention. Which is a fancy way of saying he was trying to spit some game. Well, he failed on many accounts, and I kind of thought that this would be something that's helpful for other people because women are getting tripped up on the very things that this guy was saying to me. And had I known a little bit less, I probably would be on a date with him right now, trying to figure out a way out of it. So let me just set up the situation for you. I'm trying to be discreet by not giving too many details, but this was a very long event. It was an all-day event. And this gentleman, he was there in a professional capacity. I have a plate of food in my hand. I was finding a seat so I could sit down and enjoy the food that I was carrying, and reached for something on the table that was very close to him, and he was trying to get my attention. I didn't hear him the first time until he started making, weird noises, and I'm like, oh, yes, how can I help you? Excuse me, can I talk to you for a second? What about? I mean, I just want to get to know you. Why? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I could take you on a date or something. You don't know? Well, you ain't gotta be rude. I'm sorry. That gets me every time. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to make sure that you have an intention for why you want to get to know me. I just want to take you out on a date, or, I don't know. If you don't know, then I don't know. How old are you? 23. Got you. Well, I am 31 years old, so I don't know if... Whoa. So you're saying because you're older than me... Wait. Let me tell you something. Wait. What I'm implying is that I am looking for something serious. I'm looking for someone with an intention and who is looking for something long-term. So because I'm 23, I'm not looking for anything long-term? Well, I mean, if I was to come up to you and say I want to get to know you because I possibly want to date you, that would sound crazy. That's exactly what I would like you to say. And if that sounds crazy to you, then maybe we shouldn't go on a date. At that point, he started trying to argue with me as to why I should allow him to not only take up more time, but take me on a date, during which I just kind of said, you know what? No, thank you. No, thank you. Fail number 1. When you ask for a second of someone's time, it sounds really, really temporary. You guys are probably going to think I'm being really nitpicky, but you can think that if you want. It helps you to cut down on the riffraff really, really quickly. So when you ask for a second of someone's time, it sounds very temporary. It doesn't sound like you're trying to get to know me. It makes me feel like you think you're inconveniencing me, which makes me think you don't think you're worth my time. Fail number 2, he did not technically approach me. He waited all day until I got as close to him as possible before he said anything to me. If a man can approach you, even in the midst of other people, that says that he's not only confident, but what he wants to say to you can be said in front of other people. Because some people want to get you alone because what they're going to say is probably inappropriate, or because their intentions for speaking to you probably aren't pure. You can come and approach a woman in the midst of other people and state what your intentions are for coming up to her. That says a lot, and you're doing it in the daylight, out in the open. Don't be taking me out to no corner. And while we're on the subject, be very careful of guys who try to corner you. If you are near a wall and they come up and they kind of put their arm up and lean against the wall, kind of pinning you in. There was a guy who seen me across a parking lot, and I went inside this building to use the restroom, and he stood in the doorway of the bathrooms so that I would have no choice but to have to cross his path when I came out of the bathrooms. Do not walk up all on a woman like that, especially these days, because let me tell you, we are packing with no shame. If you got a fake left, fake right, just to keep us from getting around you, you're doing too much. Give us the option to choose whether or not we want to entertain you. Do not make us talk to you. Fail number 3, he wasn't clear. He kept saying, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. It's a habit for some people to say that, I understand. But when it matters, don't just let things fall out of your mouth. And if you keep saying, I don't know, and she does know the type of person that she wants to date, what she needs in a relationship, you coming up with all this, I don't know, confusion is an immediate turnoff. Fail number 4, he got defensive and called me rude simply because I was asking clarifying questions. What do you want to talk to me about? Why do you want to talk to me? What are your intentions for wanting to take me out? If asking you these questions is an annoyance to you, or it makes it seem like I'm being rude, then this ain't right. Then we're not on the same level. The way to get a woman's attention is not to make her feel like she's doing too much when she's really just trying to make sure that you are a safe space. And I don't feel safe with someone who is calling me rude. Fail number 5 is that he had no real intention, or at least he didn't voice it. I would not have had to ask any of those clarifying questions to a stand-up guy who was confident and really had something to offer. Why wouldn't I have had to ask any of those questions? Because he would have told me right out the gate. There have been men who will come up to me and they are really serious about finding a good woman. They will almost make you uncomfortable with stating their intentions. Like, there was a guy who came up to me and he was like, I think you're beautiful. I've noticed you before. I love the way you carry yourself. And to be honest, I'm looking for a serious relationship and I'm looking to get married within 3 to 5 years. Can I take you out on a date and get to know you better? And I was like, oh, well, you said a lot just now. Thank you for letting me know. They will tell you. You won't have to ask them a thing. If they are really serious about dating with intention, dating purposefully, looking for the woman that God has for them, they will let you know, honey. Men are very direct. We won't have to decode what they're saying. Unless they're running game, they're going to say what they mean, and they're going to mean what they say. So when they're speaking, I suggest you listen up and you take that for face value. Fail number 6 is that he began to argue with me about me not wanting to go on a date with him. Never, ever convince someone to give you a chance. If they can't see your value, don't force it. Just let it go. You missed out. I know all that I have to offer, and if you don't want to take the time to get to know me, then somebody else will. Because I know what I bring to the table, and if you don't want to sit and eat with me, then that's your loss. Not to be in a cocky sort of way or overly confident or self-important, but you have to know your worth and you have to know the value that you bring to the table. If you have to convince somebody to see that value, then you've already diminished yourself. So if you want to know what to do, then I would say start by finding out what your goals are for meeting somebody. If you aren't dating with intention, then just be honest about that and say that from jump. I'm just looking for someone to have fun with. I'm not really looking for anything serious, but you seem like a cool person. Just be honest. And if we're not with it, then we're not with it. We're not the last girl on earth. Don't fight for it, all right? Just let it go. Also, it's always best to start with a compliment. We women love compliments. I would suggest doing one physical compliment and one compliment that is not physical. But that non-physical compliment is going to require you to observe her for at least a few minutes. Figure out what else other than her looks you like about her. What is drawing you to her? Is it the way she carries herself? Is it the way that she treats the people who are around her, even if they're strangers? Is it her smile? Is it her energy? What is it? Tell her. She will instantly, her body language will change. She will kind of release her shoulders. She will turn her body towards you. She will make eye contact. And she might even ask you what your name is. Don't freak out. And don't forget it. Okay? Women, do not be attention thirsty. Find out why the man is in front of you. If he doesn't say so himself right off the bat, then ask him. You have to be confident enough to ask him, why are you here? What do you want to talk to me about? Why do you want to take me out on a date? Figure out why. The attention alone is not enough. It's not enough. So I hope that this helped. If it did, please let me know. If you made it to this point in the video, please give it a thumbs up. And I kind of want to hear y'all's best and or worst approaches that you've ever experienced. Because let's be honest, it doesn't always fall on the guy to approach well. We're kind of failing on both ends of the approach as well. You can follow us on queenly.me on Instagram, and I will see you same place next time. Bye.